In the last video, we worked on assembling our train. Now in this video, we're going to be doing the exploded view. So where you can find that is this little box right here. If you hover over it, you can see that it said exploded view, so you can click on it. And then you're going to click add exploded view. Sometimes it takes a little while for that to show up. It did the first time I did. I'm not sure why, but after that, it'll show up pretty consistently. Alright, so I'm going to zoom out. So what you do to make it an exploded view is basically you're pulling all the pieces of your train off so you can see everything individually. So one thing you're going to want to make sure is that you get this view set to isometric. The reason for that is because when you do your work drawing later, isometric is how it's going to be placed in. But I think this says that, yeah. Trimetric is the default for this program, but again, with work drawings, isometric is what you want. So you can see how there's ever so slightly a tiny little change, but when you're pulling things apart and wanting to make sure that nothing's overlapping, that tiny little change will go from everything looks fine to things are overlapping. So what we can do here is start by clicking on a piece, and I'm going to show you that you can actually move more than one piece at a time. And I'm just going to pull these pieces. So you can see how I moved the linkage peg and the linkage arm all at once. And then I can actually grab a few more. And if I forget something, I can grab it all at once like that. So I'm just going to scoot these out just a little bit. Alright, now I don't want the wheel. Oh. But I still want to pull some pieces out. And now I don't want these two pieces. And now I want to get rid of that one and just move. Oh. Hopefully you guys are better at zooming than me. Just those. Alright, so that is everything we want for that one side. Oh. Alright, there we go. That took a little while to unclick. So you can see that all of our pieces for this one side are spaced out, nothing's overlapping, we can see everything. And then let me just see, yeah. See, if I had it set to trimetric, it would look like everything's overlapping ever so slightly, but when we go to the work drawing later, we're totally fine. Alright, the next one I'm going to do, oh, and you're wondering how I can move this. I'm using a desktop, so I have a mouse, so if you click on your scroll wheel, you can move this around. It's called pan. It's quite helpful for when you're moving things around in like a view like this. So we click on our arrow, and just drag. That's all we need to do for that piece. Alright, and then on this back side, I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the front, where I have a whole bunch of things selected all at once. Hopefully you have better luck clicking than I am. There we go. Alright, oh. Again, we want it isometric, so we're going to scoot this over. So I know it looks like some things are overlapping, but this piece is going to be moving in a second. Alright, so I'm going to deselect the wheels. Oop, I forgot to click OK first. There we go. Alright, now I want to deselect the wheels. Click OK. Deselect our axle pegs. Scoot it a little more. Accept. Unselect our linkage peg, or not, oh my goodness, linkage arm, and then we're going to move our linkage pegs. Alright, so that is all set for there. So we're going to unselect everything. And now we need to move our stack. So we're just going to scoot that straight up. See, that's why I said having it overlapping before wasn't too big of a deal, because we can easily just move it all in one. Alright, and now we're going to move on to our hitch magnet and hitch peg. And again, you want to go isometric. Alright, so I'm going to scoot this to about here. So I know it looks like this one's overlapping a little bit, which it kind of, oh, it actually isn't, but it doesn't really matter because we're going to have the magnet sitting right here, and then the, oh my goodness, why do I want to call it an axle peg? The hitch magnet, and the hitch peg, we're going to pull those two pieces apart. Alright, so we're going to unselect the magnet, we're going to move the peg, accept. We're going to zoom out, so we're going to double check to make sure we are still in isometric. We are. Everything looks like it's separate, nothing overlapping. So that means that this is good to go. So it's all set, no issues. All right. So and then we can click done to show that it's done. I know that it all smooshed back together, but that's totally fine because if we look back at our exploded view, it's there, but when we click done, it goes back to our normal assembly because the assembly and the exploded view are all in the same one file, unlike when we were doing parts and assemblies and work drawings, how those are all separate. The assembly, I don't know if you can hear but my cat is like on a blanket right now. So with the assembly and the exploded view are the same one file. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to do the work drawing. This is probably going to be one of the fastest work drawings you do, so it'll be nice and quick. All right. So, good luck.